Yeah, it takes a while, you know. It takes a while of watching GOT.
Yeah, I can't wait for January. You know, if you know, you know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Here we are, jumping to the draft here, guys. Game 2. If you missed game 1, it was rather quick. It was very dominant for ONIC Philippines, and it seems to be blitzing through the draft again. It looks like we're doing a little switcheroo though, because you got at least the Yu Zhong anyway, and the Ganakacha over here for ONIC Philippines this time. They'll pick up the Kimmy. CYBERHERO went and took the Jushin, and they still have the YSS, and of course they go the Hylos this time. So maybe they can have a better time. I just, again, when you break down game 1 and what was going wrong there, it's just like they didn't find in their windows to utilize the lineup that they really had. It was an early kill for Brusco, and his Khalid just went rampant. I think he finished around 8-1 or 9-1. Also, this looks like, is this, yeah, we're getting Flying Clowns. Is that correct? Yeah, Flying Clowns for map 2.
Yeah. I like how we instantly get this, by the way. Like, you heard the theory. You heard the theory in game number 1, right? When you want to go for the Yu Zhong and the Ganakacha, you want to zone people away, you ban the Lancelot. And that's exactly what ONIC Philippines do. So they ban the Lancelot, they know the Yi Sun-shin's coming on the other side, and now they're going to have to play the mind games, right? Knowing the Suyo has just been buffed recently, and it's King Kong on that side, it really can still be a Suyo. But with the Hylos and the Jushin, I'm not too sure. We're going to have to find out about that later. But so far, they're doing a really good job. Again, they forced the Yi Sun-shin to go up against the Yu Zhong, which means any jungler you go for, you should have already a good route to secure Turtle 1 at least, right? So that's a snowball, and that's why maybe they went for the Kimmy as well instead of the Jushin. They think it's already enough with just the Yu Zhong and the Ganakacha to zone, and they'll go from there. Good Arlet, good Lapu Lapu ban here, just taking out the XP laners that can bring some trouble against the Philippines, ONIC Philippines front to back composition that they're building right now with the Kimmy, Gata, Yu Zhong.
Okay. Yeah,
Chat is saying Bauman, by the way. Do you agree, Naisu? Do you think Bauman's going to show up for
Bauman? I think they were watching the videos in between the matches here. That's why chat's saying Bauman, bro. You know, they saw him spin in the animation, and they're like, yeah, might as well just, hey, bring him out. Bring out the Bauman. I don't think we're going to see that. CYBERHERO's bringing out what ONIC brought out, though, for the most part.
Yep.
You know, they've got, now they got themselves the Esmeralda to put in the gold lane, so this will be interesting to see how... Whoa, okay, no. Whoa. So, obviously...
Okay.
Obviously, that's probably an API.
It's either we're in blind pick, or that ain't right.
That can't be right.
I don't think that's right.
All right, we're gonna see exactly what that pick for ONIC Philippines actually is, but I'm assuming, yeah, is that gold lane CC then? And then this would have been the jungle. I'm wondering what jungle they actually picked up. Maybe we get to see it when we get the roster look here. But Ruby was the last pick for CYBERHERO, so their lineup looks basically pretty solid, I would say. It covers a lot of grounds. You've got a lot of crowd control. You've got some of that sustainability, of course, with the Hylos and then the Esmeralda, if they are the ones that took it. But, you know, overall, the damage and the durability is there. The Revitalize from the Hylos, and also being able to escape if you need to with the pathway should work too. Now, I'm just curious because whatever jungler pick this is, I was trying to like peek in on stage. Oh, it's a Joy. I think I peek a Joy there.
All right.
I think it's a
Joy. Makes way more sense. Yeah, way more sense compared to anything else, I feel, right? Like, the Joy is really, really good. I'm a fan of the Joy. The thing is, the Ruby pick is really, really good as well. Oh, wait. It's a Joy, right?
I mean, the Lancelot was banned out.
I'm going to trust you, Naisu.
Yeah.
I'm going to trust you on that, all right?
I got that 2020 vision, man.
Let's jump in.
Okay, we're right. Here we go. All
right.
right.
So it is a Joy. All right.
It is a Joy. All right. So welcome to game 2, guys. We just got thrown off a little bit there, but yeah, good thing we were able to peek behind the casters out there. Shout out to them over on grounds in St. Petersburg, Russia. But yeah, so ONIC Philippines. Whoa, Kimboy.
Yeah, that's a good hit. Oh my lord, that's gonna be the bring back on the return. Brusco will fall first blood. Friends knocked up again. Oh, Friends, he's in big trouble. He's still able to get away. Martese walks up. King Kong able to go for it. Flicker out. Does the arrow land? Martese barely out of range. But look at King Kong. He wants to go for more now. Jumps in over to Fangor. Might have to burn. Oh, he just went for Mark. Amazing targeting, knowing that Fangor still has Flicker. He goes straight for Mark, and now he's going to take the green camp away.
Oh, man. I could hear the Sigma Boy song as that popped up. Now they're going to be going for Kimpoi again. He got away just briefly with a sliver of HP. But you know, popping that Revitalize earlier on too. And one of the things is, you know, you don't want to overstep because potentially if they didn't die there or just kind of overstep that, then they would have been okay. But with Mark Teasy going down early on and you're going against King Kong's Joy, who's already sitting at 2-0, that's not where you want to be, man. And this first turtle is most likely just going to go in the hands of ONIC Philippines because of that last exchange.
Not even the Black Dragon form necessary there, to be fair. It was just a formality for Kirk to be on the Black Dragon form in case Mark Teasy tried to go for a cheeky little Traceless, but the Mountain Shocker will reveal that setup that ONIC Philippines were looking to get onto CYBERHERO. So I don't think there's going to be much action in the next few minutes, or the next few seconds rather. King Kong is going to be invading as he likes to do on the Joy. They have enough of a lead to really just put in the pressure here. Again, Brusco walking up just so that the green camp can be taken away as Brusco charges up that Unbreakable, gets away. And it's the XP Crab too. King Kong, I think by the time Turtle 2 spawns, will be 2 levels ahead of Mark Teasy.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, you know, America, I was like, man, it's unfortunate that Mark Teasy died in the early game right there because as a YSS especially, you know, you don't want to fall behind. Oh, Kimpoi?
Okay, that's going to be Kimpoi Kong. Glitter's Pathway already used up. Brusco walks back in with Revitalize. Now gets caught by the Falling Star when it gets knocked up by the Lantern Flare. But it's a GK. It's kind of broken, man. Crazy sustain. Everybody going on him. And it's him. Oh, man. Crimson Beacon baited out. Curtain Call, though, is also going to be used up. Kelra taking a beating. Pops into Vengeance. Brusco making sure he body blocks a bit of those shots.
Wow, I'm actually surprised, you know, on either side, all that kind of fighting, no one went down on either side, so that's good. Better for CYBERHERO here, though, too, but King Kong doing his thing.
Whew. Oh, man. Solo kill from King Kong is going to be looking for it. Oh, he dodges away from the Dobro Wolf King. Signature King Kong. Going to get out, though. Flicker, Lancer Flare, Glorious Pathway. Even though he went through all that, man, there's still flickers, there's still beacons, there's still pathways, but at least he's baited out another few, like Battle Spell plus Ultimate.
You know, I think he's really going with the line of what he said during the interview, man. Like, you know, he wants to go ahead and give them a good game, have fun, and it seems to be he's doing that from game 1 now on, from the Lancelot, now on game 2 on the Joy. This is a window, though, of opportunity for CYBERHERO. Let them see if they can lock in a turtle. Of course, Mark Teasy's not there yet. He's grabbing his orange buff. You know he has to catch up here against King Kong. He just picks up the Genius Wand, so this is going to be a little dicey now. ONIC Philippines in position for this turtle. Relatively still a close game in terms of economy, though. And we'll see how they find it out. Beacon already going to be used, but ONIC Philippines takes control now of the turtle pit. Mark Teasy's making his way. They're going to have to fight.
Yeah, Black Dragon form as well. Kimpoi looking for stun now as King Kong builds up on the stacks. Pops in Electrifying Beast. Flicker and Donro Wolf King, but King Kong still finds it. 2-man Petrify and Furious Dive, locking them down. Now the AOG to isolate Mark Teasy as Super Friends deals out damage. Kill it. Goes in back for the Falling Star Moon. But this is a big win for ONIC Philippines as they look to go for the turret in the bottom lane. It'll be King Kong to siege it down as CYBERHERO will play inside their jungle.
This is about the same timing from the previous game that we saw where, you know, ONIC Philippines will start to go ahead and kind of press on the gas. And it's going to be tough for CYBERHERO to go ahead and stop that from snowballing out of control. You know, they're doing what they can to hold on to these lanes, these tier 1 turrets. ONIC Philippines is really trying to put pressure to get that first turret down. But if the team fights break out, that's where, again, we have to kind of dissect those things happening. And CYBERHERO just, unfortunately, hasn't been able to do much against that. I mean, even the double Petrify earlier on from Kirk, the setup potential, even the utilization of Brusco this time around, completely different game, by the way, for him on this Ganaconcha, where he is that initiator taking much of this damage instead of the Khalid like we saw him on the 9-1 or 8-1 Khalid he had previously.
Yeah, it's a brutal game for the Ganaconcha, but I mean, a good thing about Ganaconcha is he likes the pain, right? He likes to take damage. It's all good whenever he's that low even. It's a bait. It's always a bait when it's a Ganaconcha, you know? You get him that low. Good take from Kirk, man. They're not really... Dude, ONIC Philippines are taking everything away. Traction Pulse again baiting out the Crimson Beacon. And I think well, a lot of people would probably think, you know, that's ult for ult, but the ult Traction Pulse compared to Crimson Beacon is so much more expensive to burn here. So for CYBERHERO, every time they look for these trades, every time the ults are traded like that, it's worth it for ONIC Philippines.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, I guess one of the good things out of this, CYBERHERO, Marquise caught up a little bit. He's still about 11.5 behind. They're going to force a fight in the mid.
Yeah, that was a questionable invade or engage from Mashiro. Electrifying beats in the back line now as Kelra runs them down with the yo-yos. The Black Dragon from the AOG takes Marquise out, and now it's Kimboy caught in the Traction Pulse and caught in the bullets of Super Fritz. A free turtle into the hands of ONIC Philippines, and they'll also get a free tier 1 in the mid lane.
Man, Mirko, that's exactly what I was saying, you know, like replicated from game 1. There's this window of opportunity for CYBERHERO, and they took a chance that they necessarily didn't have to, and then what ended up happening is now they're losing objectives, turrets across the board. Those tier 1s that were worked on to be held on to for so long, they're falling now. That's 2 that ONIC Philippines has, plus the objectives, and leading into that first Lord once it comes up in about a minute and a half. The unfortunate thing here is you're now 4-ish 5,000 gold behind. King Kong is scaled like crazy with the Holy Crystal now too, and this is just going to help them out even further. There's 1 HP on this turret. We'll see if Fritz does get it as it's locked in. So now CYBERHERO has to make a decision on how they approach this. You know, it's trying to put basically a small band-aid on a gushing wound, because what are they going to go for here? I mean, they're going for Kelra. He's just knocking on that tier 2 turret on the bottom side, but really, it's more of a come fight me is basically what's happening here for ONIC Philippines.
King Kong just walking up there, zoning kill it so that Fritz gets some easy hits on the turret.
They don't fight.
Petrified the Furious Dive onto 2. Right on with the curtain call from Kelra, and they're just going through the health bars. Mashiro running away, popping the I'm offended. Kirk still tanking it up, going for a kill it. Very, very low. Kelra gets away. That's going to be the Furious Dive again to knock Kimboy up. Mashiro locked down as well, but they get away. ONIC Philippines are just brutal with it. They cannot stop looking for these sets.
Hey man, when you got a Kirk in the bush with a Petrify, that's all you need, you know. And it was a setup from ONIC Philippines in between the tier 2 and tier 3 turret is exactly how they pulled that off. Something that CYBERHERO wasn't expecting, and again, it just furthers that snowball, now ballooning up to 7,000 gold in the hands of ONIC Philippines over CYBERHERO, and they're going to make their way for the Lord. This could be a disaster. This could be a game-winning or game-ending disaster for CYBERHERO. There's a Traction Pulse.
All right, Brusco. Gonna hold on to this position now. Again, he's just a bait. Every time you see it, that's gonna be a flicker. I'm offended. Over to Super Fritz. He's still able to get out. That's a Crimson Beacon flicking from Fangor. Finally getting the pick onto Super Fritz. But look at the back line, and King Kong as well with the electrifying beats earlier. Now with just the bad dashes. AOG onto Fangor. Nothing they can do about it. They just gotta take it. And it's a free Lord to ONIC Philippines, man. The Yi Sun Shin so far back. Kill it. You can still walk up here, but King Kong's not going to let that happen. He's going to walk up. Electrifying beats going through the health bar. Nothing he can do. Can't even tank up that damage. And it's free. Oh, bottom lane Kelra! Solo kill against Marquise.
Oh, man. Kelra saying hi. A fellow Filipino to Marquise is just not having the game he wanted on the YSS. Again, it all started to go downhill right as that early death came in that mid lane, and it just hasn't let up since then. Now 10,000 gold for ONIC Philippines. Very peculiar in the way that they went about this game. It took them a little bit longer to flip that switch, but they did it just like they did in game 1. Whoa.
Curtain call, Traction Pulse, diving in. Brusco getting the taunt as well, but there's not enough damage here. Gonna get out with AOG. Yes, he can. No way. He gets away. Now it's King Kong walking up. A Black Dragon in the air as well. So tough for CYBERHERO. Kirk finally going back on ground, gets a Petrified Furious Dive on 2. It's all in. Mark gets away with the Traceless. Now will dive as Kelra takes in a few of the turret shots. Will be taken down. Brusco knocked out a Lantern Flare as well now, but it's going to be again Kirk jumping to the midst of it all, doing damage. DOT. They take 2 base turrets in the end, and it's worth it for Kelra and Brusco.
Man, it looked like they wanted to just go ahead and try to end it there. And they wanted to see if they could. They end up fighting a little bit too much, and 2 go down. But again, ONIC Philippines can afford that. They were 10,000 plus gold ahead, and they knew that they had that advantage in terms of itemization. It looks like CYBERHERO just wants to go ahead, tried to catch Super Friends, but even with the conceal, they weren't able to go ahead and catch anybody. So they lose 2 base turrets. They gain themselves a little bit of gold. But they still have so much ground to cover, man. I mean, you're still quite a ways behind where you need to be. And your carries, specifically on this lineup here for CYBERHERO, just isn't there. And I mean, especially even the YSS in the hands of Mark Teasy needs plenty of more time to go ahead and catch up in itemization. And even over here for, Mashiro, again, this lineup, because you have a Ruby Gold. Man. Oh, Mashiro, as I was mentioning.
What a flank. Mashiro trying to go for I'm offended. Oh, commits the flicker as well. Now it's King Kong on the back line. Population Fine beats over on the Crimson Beacon. Meanwhile, the rest of the team getting dismantled by Friends and Kelra. AOG! That's a Traceless out. And Kelra wants to go for a bit more here. Gets knocked up. Will be fine. As Killer tries to run away as well. Brusco right there with Unbreakable. Oof. It's going to be the dive in. Furious dive over. They're going to go straight for the base to make it quick. 13 minutes in game number 2, and ONIC Philippines seal their win as they